Alright, so Frenemies. I was gonna do this episode with the Ninja DC group, but then something happened, I had to miss it, and that was kind of a bummer, but hey, when Celestia closes a door, she opens a window, because yeah, I've been looking to get back into this for a little while, now that my schedule's a little freed up, now that I'm more rested, more ready to go here. Yeah, I've kinda missed a lot so far. I don't think I did anything for Season 8, so okay, quick catch up on what I thought of everything from into Season 7 to now. I thought Season 8 was the worst season, which is kind of a painfully me thing to say at this point, or at least so it feels, and I mean, I don't know. If there's a case to be made for it not being the worst season, being better than Season 6, which was my previous champ in that category, and mostly 6 and 8, mostly made by the same people, so at least I'm being consistent there. But okay, if there's a case to be made, it's that Season 8, it had variety, it had a season arc, it had, it definitely felt like there was purpose, and it was going somewhere. 6 was just like being washed in a sea of mediocrity, just constant episodes, some mediocre by the show standards, some mediocre by any standards, but just, again and again being hit with that, just, like, I mean, it got to the point where I was like, I'm done, I can't care about this the same way, I just can't, it doesn't feel like you're having fun with it doesn't feel like you're doing much with the Starlight thing, and so, 8 wasn't that, but I mean, holy heck, like, Season 6, at its worst, like, it had a couple episodes where I was like, it had a couple episodes where I was like, A few of those. Season 8 had a couple episodes where I was like, and it had a couple episodes where I was like, and, like, holy heck, I mean, yakety sax, just, what's the one with the Celestia, the one where Twilight hires her to be in a play, like, that to me was all the pain of Royal Problem, the one with Starlight, Celestia, and Luna, and Daybreaker, and all that. Like, I had my problems with that, but, like, that was all the bad parts. Just, oh, Celestia is so cute! Yeah, we're gonna develop her character by making her so blindly, one-dimensionally cute. Yeah, she giggles, and she can't act. She can't act. She's just a pony. She can't act. Okay, I'm gonna step away from that one, but, I mean, yeah, it had also a lot of meh episodes, and, like, holy heck, Season 8, I couldn't find 2 great episodes to rub together until, like, late middle portion of the season. There were 2, not just great, but fantastic gosh darn episodes in What Lies Beneath and Sounds of Silence. Like, those go straight into my core favorites. It's not even funny how far above the rest of the season those were. Like, wow. And I mean, it kind of made sense because they hired an acclaimed playwright to write Sounds of Silence, a playwright and other TV episode guy, just someone who's won awards, seems in demand a little bit, and then Michael Vogel, who was definitely the season standout. Like, the other episodes that I thought were at least, like, B-pluses as such, they were his, but Season 6, I mean, I still said, 4 episodes were great in that, so, yeah, and, I mean, I don't know, it's almost this is the first time I've ever considered making a case for a season as a whole instead of on an episode-by-episode basis, because, yeah, these seasons, they don't really do, like, season-long arcs at the forefront, but, okay, now we have Season 9, which I actually think is really benefiting from the whole final season thing, okay, let's leave them with something to remember, let's do all the things we might have been hesitant to do before, let's, yeah, go for broke, have some fun. I don't think, I mean, I don't know if Season 9 is gonna revive the whole, like, okay, every new season is the best season sort of a thing, because it seemed like Season 8, in my defense, not only was not that popular, but finally broke that. Like, Equestria Daily, not only did it not win, like, the most recent season only doesn't win on Equestria Daily when it's, like, painfully below the other seasons, which I think it only happened in 3, 6, and now 8, but yeah, not only did season 8 not win, the season before it didn't even win. It seemed like, you know, every new season was the best, but it seemed like there was a casual sort of peel away, like, oh, wait a minute, didn't we just say this, season 5 or whatever was the best, and now it finally, yeah, full-blown seemed to, yeah, blown up, and season 4 of all seasons won the recent one, which, interesting choice, definitely, not my favorite, but definitely better than I think anything that came after, so, alright. 9, though, it's, I don't know, like, how great people are going to say it is. I like it. I'm actually pretty excited for what it's doing. I mean, it feels like it's so much more full of life. I think it's suffering a bit from the fact that, like, we haven't had any clear-cut direction for a while. I mean, I won't get into the season-by-season comparisons, because I've probably beat that drum to death, but, and I'll get to the episode right after this in a minute, but, okay, season arcs, like, after it changed from, okay, first Twilight discovering the joys of friendship, and then when she reached, I guess, the same level as everyone else, everyone discovering the joys of friendship and bonding as the elements of harmony and stuff, like back when the world still felt big, the characters, everybody could not stop writing fan fiction about just how, like, what those episodes did, how excited they were to see where these characters could go. Then it was like, okay, season 3, kind of trying to do the same thing as them, but then, like, after sort of setting it up in the first episode, bam, princess, and then after the reaction that got, trying to be like, okay, well, we need an arc of Twilight growing into being a princess, which I actually thought worked really well. Like, I know Twilight got some Mary Sue criticisms there. I was like, oh, I mean, she just had one of the most joyful events in her life happen. I can believe she's not having a lot of bad days right now, and earning some responsibilities, Princess of Friendship, which might have been an on-the-nose title, but okay, from there, we had Season 5, which the, okay, soon-to-be pointless cutie map, I think, like, all that seemed to lay out is where that was, like, any direction from there, and then I brought in Starlight Glimmer at the end, so, okay, Twilight's new apprentice, who learns the same episode, or learns the same lesson 3 times, and then saves the day in the end, and we sure followed through on that, huh? And now we're gonna stick her here and do things with her, so then what are we gonna do? And then, to be fair, we had what I thought was at least a noble attempt by Lewis and Songko to kind of refocus the lore, like, well, okay, so let's get Star Swirl the Bearded out here, we've been building up him for so long, let's have payoff to that, let's explore these shadow powers that were hinted at kind of with Nightmare Moon and stuff. Let's refocus the lore and start to, yeah, build the adventures they have around that. And then season 8, they're not the season editors anymore, so, well, that was fun. How about Twilight starts school? That's it. She has to start a friendship school now because it's about friendship and stuff. And now season 9, okay, what's our payoff? Where has all of this been leading? Twilight has been, yeah, this is where it's all been going. She's been training to take over for Celestia and Luna. Like, yeah, isn't that what it's all about? Where this has all been building up to. Okay, so now, yeah, we have coming out of the gate with Beginning of the End, which I think is a great episode, don't get me wrong. It's like, it's an A, but kind of an A- because not only does the Celestia and Luna thing kind of come out of nowhere, but it's like, alright, so now we're saying that the point is Twilight again, like her discovering the joys of friendship and actually starting to become the leader that she didn't know she could be. Okay, that was where we started out, but that was a while ago. I mean, like, Cutie Map, Starlight, refocus the lore, like, okay, the Friendship School is probably the closest to even revolving around Twilight anymore, but she has really not felt like the point of the show for a while, so now, like, she's not only our point, but yeah, our main character again, at least in this episode, and yeah, watching them try to do that, you can feel how it feels more hollow than it would have been if she had always felt concretely like our main character. Like, they kind of do her lesson 0 thing again, which seems to have been the default answer for a while, when Twilight episodes or Twilight moments. Like, I mean, of course Twilight has been developing, has been our main character this whole time, and not the character we decided we didn't know what to do with anymore now that we've changed season editors 4 times. So, but all the same though, I think season 9, if it keeps this up, is going to end up one of the better seasons. So here's hoping, and here's Frenemies. 3, 2, 1, go. And looks like we know which Frenemies we're talking about. Grogar with his bell.
I'll deal with it when I'm done.
Well, there's the enemy part. Oh. Really now.
Any of you say.
Not a good recipe for friendship if you're gonna match the main 6.
Any pony anytime soon. If not, I don't know why I'm wasting my time here. I am a queen, you know.
Oh, still?
I'm leaving, since it's impossible to accomplish the work I need to do here. I suggest the 3 of you come to some kind of accord. But you must learn to work together. Only then can we accomplish what you so greatly desire. The defeat of Twilight Sparkle and her friends.
Grogar, defeated by Gusty the Great, who in season 1 was that pony who sounded like Bart Simpson and was called Gusty because he knew Gust Attack from Pokemon. But, yeah, I mean, these characters, I mean, you know, like I said, or will say at the end about the first episode, I thought they were the best part. Their chemistry, the fun, like, I mean, it seems like, we've switched over season editors so much, it seems like they're less enthusiastic to keep trying to do stuff with characters that previous story editors had other ideas for and more excited to have their own characters to do their own things with.
Like an inspirational banner. When Grogar sees this, he'll realize there's no way he could survive without me.
Oh, of course. That's what banners show people.
Exercise a lot to get as big as you were when you absorbed the life force of all those ponies. Anywho, Grogar wants us all to work together, so I've scheduled a team meeting. Doesn't that sound fun?
Team meeting, huh?
Grogar left me in charge.
No, he didn't.
Someone's a real grumpy tour today. If we aren't meeting, I guess I could just stay and offer positive and inspiring.
Fine. I'll join your meeting. Just leave.
See you soon.
It's been weeks and Grogar has done nothing. It's not healthy to hold on to all of this rage. I could lash out at any moment.
Well, you're right about that.
And how are you doing this fight?
How do you think I'm doing? I'm ready to exact my revenge. See what I mean?
Being cooped up with nothing to do is the worst. You know what you mean?
Yeah, they should go pick on some innocent pony to help themselves feel better.
Grogar left me in charge.
No, he didn't. And even if he did,
No, he didn't.
Chrysalis obeys no one.
There'll be cupcakes. Grogar wants us to
Really?
work together to defeat
Chrysalis
our
likes
enemies.
cupcakes.
Means we need to trust each other.
If we are to trust one another, perhaps inform Lord T-Rex to stop trying to absorb my essence.
I wasn't doing anything of the sort. How dare you?
How dare I? Do you know to whom?
Was he not succeeding there? Like, she can just sit there through all of that and be fine? Ew.
Tell your log every 5 minutes.
This is why Grogar left me in charge.
No, he didn't.
Cozy Glow song.
I know a way that we can grow. Time to try something new, something better. No more solo. Trust is the way to go. And all we need to do is work
Chrysalis,
together.
the stir crazy angle they're doing with her is kind of fun.
I feel the need to say I'm smarter, stronger, and I don't need you to.
Stronger? Okay. I guess we'll downplay how bad you got your rear end handed to you.
It's time to try a better
You both did. Chrysalis, you did twice.
united as one.
Teamwork, please. What a fad.
Combine all our strength.
Chrysalis, you're just complaining that you lost your whole army. I mean, that she's gone stir crazy is probably
We're gonna win.
the one justification they could do for that.
Watch what you say.
I know you're in. I think I see a grin.
For all this pain and torture, I swear you'll pay.
This time we've got a better way to be bad.
Sounds like a long shot, there's better way to be bad.
United as one, we'll make those ponies so sad.
If we say okay, would you just go away?
Once we have a better way to be bad. We want to break their friendship. We want to make them weak. You want revenge on Starlight. You want that huge physique. So let's increase our chances by working as a team to crush our enemies to death and laugh as they all scream.
I think I see a better way to be bad.
Just put me in charge, make me queen, you'll be glad.
No, listen to me. I'm the best of us three.
Then you'll see a better way to be bad.
They all want to be in charge.
Being a better way to be bad.
You shall do as I command, I will rule this triad.
Hey, this is my song.
Sorry, not any longer. A better way to be bad.
Now you're making me mad.
Won't the ponies be sad?
That would make me so glad.
Now we've got a better way to be bad.
Well, actually, T-Rex also a lord, so I mean,
Hey, you stepped on my cue.
Well, I did not.
Oh,
You
you
stepped on
well, that was unsuccessful.
I had hoped by now you would have resolved your differences, but apparently not.
Perhaps if we knew what the plan was, we would be better able to prepare.
Assuming you even have a plan.
Of course I have a plan. I have located an object of power, and it occurs to me this is the
MacGuffin.
perfect test. The three of you will work together to retrieve it. Against this item, those ponies won't stand a chance.
I have come close to ruling Equestria several times. Perhaps I should be the one to lead us.
Close. Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That was good.
I absorbed all the magic of Equestria. I could feel it flowing through my body as I grew.
But it wasn't powerful enough to stop the friendship power.
Each of you failed to defeat Twilight Sparkle and her friends.
Which is what it comes down to.
Greater than all of yours combined. This is but a fraction of it. Understood?
Okay.
Now you shall retrieve the rest of it.
I mean, on one hand, you don't know why he needs them, but on the other hand,
Righteous Gusty the Great, unable to best me face to face.
Gusty's a girl in this version.
Bell. Talisman containing much of my own magic. The bell cannot be destroyed. So Gusty hid it in a place it has taken me millennia to discover. An enchanted cave high atop Mount Everhoof, protected by magical winds that prevent any pony from reaching its peak. There the bell has remained until now. Scale Mount Everhoof. Bring me back my bell.
So why won't they just betray you by using the bell on you?
Well, it sounded easy.
Okay, so a villain episode.
Scale the mountain.
Retrieve Grogar's bell.
Together! I drew up a detailed plan with several visual aids to show how we
Yeah,
can...
I mean, you wonder why Grogar's not confident he can just steamroll the ponies with the power he has. But, I mean, I guess between Discord and the fact that, like, even T-Rex with all the power period failed, he sees why he should be cautious.
As if anything on this mountain is scarier than I.
That was good. Okay, so T-Rex hasn't stolen any flight. Yeah, with the weightlifting, I didn't know how much we'd see T-Rex brains, but it looks like they're definitely remembering that he has them.
There ain't been ponies around here, and I don't know how many moons.
Oh, golly good sir. I'm just a poor lost pony.
Use that Shirley Temple appeal.
Don't fret, little filly. Old Rusty Bucket here at your service.
I'm so glad I found you. I need help getting to the top of the mountain.
No can do, ma'am.
Why not?
Shh, not so loud. This here's avalanche territory. I'm the guardian of this here mountain. It's my job to keep ponies from heading up. Nothing at the top but dangerous snow, dangerous ice, and dangerous wind. Basically, it's dangerous.
It must get lonely all by yourself. Maybe I could be your friend?
Oh, I'd love a friend.
So now that we are friends, you could help me up the mountain.
A real friend wouldn't ask me to do something I'm not supposed to do. Says so right here in the Journal of Friendship, written by Twilight Sparkle and her friends.
Well, that's one way to justify having a conversation this on the nose.
I didn't want to be friends anyway.
Alright. Alright, using what you've got. I like it. Both from Chrysalis's standpoint and the writer's standpoint. I like it, I like it, I like it.
Almost there.
So, I mean, does he... He does have power, right? I know he can absorb, but, like, he's... that amount of power.
No, not that way neither.
I tried being nice.
Now just come
I'll scream an avalanche down on you!
Are supposed to do what I ask them to do. It's like my thing, okay?
Snowball effect. Yeah. I don't know, Cozy Glow is such a gimmick, like a gag character almost, or villain. Well, yeah, the winds, that's gonna catch up with you if this is your approach. But yeah, like her whole thing, like, she's a kid who happens to be a mastermind because that's funny, because cute looking kid. Wow, she wouldn't be this evil, would she? Like Darla Dimple and Princess Morbucks and the hundreds of other characters that they've done this, that have played this approach.
Surprise.
You didn't make it
Which-
to the top either.
I don't know.
I didn't try to.
What?
It took about 5 minutes to deduce that Grogar was right. None of us could make it up alone. So rather than subject myself to the elements, I decided to let you two face the danger. Take what you
Okay.
learned and use it to my advantage.
This might be one of the greatest T-Rex moments I've seen.
Giving you attitude in Tartarus, but I'm over it.
I had enough of you trying to manipulate me with that insincere, syrupy sweetness. At least now we can see the real you.
This is not the real me. I'm cute and lovable.
No, you're not. You're annoying and you snore.
I do not snore. At least I don't talk to my Gram in
She
my-
brings this out of him.
Don't you dare bring Gram into this.
Okay. Doesn't T-Rex have power?
Quick,
Okay.
distracted. Let's go.
Wait.
I haven't eaten this well in ages.
So gross.
Just so we're clear, I didn't save you because I like you. I did it because I
Need us?
Yes.
Clearly, I was right to wait. Now, tell me everything you learned today. Leave nothing out.
Why are you doing that? Didn't you already drain it of love?
I always save a
Good
little
question.
for the next day.
You cocoon all of your meals?
Of course.
So when you pony napped Twilight and the others, you cocooned them.
Yes. Until that sow, Starlight Glimmer, freed them, corrupted my subjects, and stole my hive.
Those ponies have weaknesses. I used that turncoat Discord. Tricked him into helping me capture his so-called friends.
Discord was really something until friendship ruined him.
You should have seen Twilight's face when her friends appeared in bubbles around me. She was all, oh,
She's so
Bondi.
stressed out all the time.
When I posed as her former foal sitter, I thought she was going to implode.
I wish I could have seen her face when I nearly erased all the magic from Equestria.
Oh, magic was a little excessive, don't you think?
Nah, I think big. Besides, it would have been worth it just to see Twilight and her friends bow down to me.
Indeed it would. Who wouldn't love to see those prissy ponies realize they lost everything?
I'm a pathetic pony princess. I made a
Bondi.
detailed list of all the ways I'm a failure.
You know, working with you two may not be the worst thing.
Perhaps, as long as it results in the complete destruction of our enemies.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Do the pathetic princess thing again.
Alright, so how are we doing this? Forcing him?
I'm okay.
Jeez, you got off lucky, dude. You got off easy. Callbacks. Through the hole in her leg. Honestly, though, this episode is actually probably the closest we've come to actual character development for Cozy. That, yeah. Tyrek calling her out on her insincerity, talking about... Okay, well, that was Tyrek, not too heavy, whatever. But yeah, saying, like, yeah, this is the real you, and Cozy trying to deny it. I mean, it was still mostly gag stuff that's, like, Cozy's character basically
You absorb it and make it go away?
seems to start and end at, like, okay, the cute act she puts on when really she's awful. Like, I mean, the
Not betrayal. Teamwork.
interesting stuff seems to be just what a mastermind she is, but
And then...
actual characterization...
I do?
How do I know you won't take my magic and leave me?
Would
Ooh,
we do
here's a
that
trust
to
fall.
you? Okay, normally, yes, we would.
I'll give you your magic back.
Do it.
Well, that didn't take a ton of convincing.
So much power! Welcome back, baby! It's not big enough for me.
Maybe not you. Keep it open, or I'll be trapped forever.
Would that be so terrible?
Can't hold much longer!
Well.
My magic!
Well, plan for the time being.
I wasn't sure you were going to give it back.
Neither was I. But working together seemed smarter than to continue fighting.
When we helped each other, it felt better somehow.
I haven't.
Like, I'm really glad they didn't forget Tyrik's brains. Like, Cozy's power is being a mastermind, but yeah, Tyrik is still pretty strategic.
Taking power from ponies.
When you use your power to help others...
Yes, it feels. No! The magic of friendship is like a disease, an infection that spreads to those around you.
Yeah, she caught where this was going.
I will not let it get me.
Same!
Obviously.
But Groger said we have to work together.
Grogar is too powerful. Something must be done about that. Let Grogar think we're his loyal servants. In the meantime, we'll hatch our own plan.
Ooh, I love a good backstabbing.
After that, we can go back to trying to destroy each other.
In the meantime, what do we do with this?
You failed to retrieve the bell!
We're sorry, Almighty Grogar.
Well, this seems like a recipe for these guys to lose.
Powerful as you.
Is he gonna fall for this?
Obviously. At least you finally did as you were told and worked together.
Of course.
Whatever you command.
Forget about that old bell. You were right. We're so much more powerful when we work as a team.
Okay, so how's this gonna go then? Are we gonna get Grogar plus Bell to be the most powerful thing the ponies have ever faced, or are we gonna get him successfully being backstabbed and Chrysalis and these guys ending up on top? I don't know, like, okay, like I can understand that they wouldn't agree to be friends, that's what Chrysalis would say at the end. There's something almost unsatisfying about them taking it that far. Like, I mean, even though, you know, it was pretty interesting to see them as characters that, like, I mean, heck, like, I'm a fan of Cobra Kai right now, for example, and, like, even the worst characters on the show, much like this, okay, just seeing, I mean, they're not in battle mode at all time. There are other things that happen. Granted, they made, like, some of Tyrik's and, like, the joking around with each other, all of them a little bit. Some of the silly stuff was a little hammy, but, like, yeah, just seeing them just act off each other, I mean, having to take, yeah, a full range of emotions into account, having to act off a full range of emotions, I mean, that's, it can be, like, especially, I mean, heck, full-blown villains of the show, you don't always get to see that happen anywhere, and, yeah, definitely a fun approach to take to, you know, see what emotions besides anger and revenge and whatever emotion is be an evil villain and conquer the world, but, okay, so, like, yeah, seeing them go through lighter emotions can be pretty darn interesting, and it was fun. Like, they all have colorful personalities that make that a good time, so, but yeah, like, at the end, just, while it seemed like what we were building towards was them, growing into a team that's really going to be a threat here, that's really going to, like, give the main six some trouble. Like, I was expecting it to end with, like, okay, main six, you better watch out now, and instead it ends with what seems like, is gonna be the key to their downfall here, which, I don't know, I mean, this show, with these season arc stories, it seems like it's only willing to go so, complex with its friendship morals, and, like, so, I guess I'll be a little disappointed if it's just, okay, see, we planted the seed here, they weren't friends, they failed, ta-da, and, so, yeah, there's something kind of unsatisfying about that. Like, I mean, I might have been okay with them saying, like, okay, well, we're not friends, but maybe we could be title drop frenemies? Like, which, okay, but that's not what we're gonna get. We still have a group where everyone wants to be in charge and where they're just as likely to take each other down as they are the main six here, so... Alright, I am interested to see where that's gonna go. Like, I was thinking that the seed they plant for a belated payoff might be that our villains that were hardcore not redeemed actually, like, through friendship with each other, realize that, okay, maybe it's not so bad after all, but, well, there you go. What more can you say about this one? I mean, it's not, there's, I guess, not as much, yeah, sort of colorful fun as, Sparkle 7 or, The Beginning of the End, but, like, to make up for it, it has, like, even more character interplay with, at least as interesting characters. Like, I mean, I guess Sparkle 7, if you want character interplay, was probably ahead of The Beginning of the End. It had, actually, like, that comes off as kind of a Spike episode when all's said and done, and it had that great moment with him and Fluttershy. It had offhand fun, like, yeah, Rainbow Dash and Zephyr Breeze again, and Rarity, and the Rarity Investigates callback, and I mean, it's, still kind of just disjointed fun, so I guess I'm having the same reaction to this one that I kind of had to those other ones that, that kind of an A- material, like, not, I'm over the moon for this is one of the best episodes I've ever seen, but, like, it stands out as something special, and this time, yeah, I went on and on about this before, it's not that, like, trying to figure out a purpose is, like, trying to find what the heart of the story is, like, that's a drawback, because here, okay, new villain dynamic trying to team up to take down the main six. I mean, yeah, it's right there. That's right there for it. It's just like, it seems like it was, like, it seems like it took that and it hit a triple but not a home run. If that's probably, if that makes sense. Just, yeah. It was kind of having, like, gag-style fun with them through most of it. The song, kind of a belated way to say that they all want to be in, or a drawn-out way to say that they all want to be in charge. Like, that didn't seem like it was, necessary per se. I mean, like, some songs can just be for the fun of a song, but, I mean, I didn't think that was, like, a particularly special one. Grogar is still a pretty good villain, and I liked his flashback, seeing animation of Gusty the Great. I mean, it was indistinct enough so that maybe interpreting gender is a no-go, but I mean, just the way they drew Gusty, and heck, maybe original Gusty wasn't supposed to be... Oh, wait a minute, no, didn't they say that the, original ponies, that there are no guys among them? Like, yeah, maybe Gusty was supposed to be a girl. Because, yeah, I think... I might read something like My Little Pony brothers were supposed to be a thing, like, hey, boy ponies! I don't know. Okay, so yeah, now that I think about it, maybe the most likely thing is that Gusty is, and has always been female in the lore. But yeah, the way they drew, Gusty, like, the eyes, the flowing mane, it seemed like they were trying to make sure there was something distinctly feminine about it, so... okay, but that aside, yeah, I like the flashback. Grogar is a good villain, with, yes, throwing his, black cage magic around. I'm, like, he's able to, like, create these, I mean, I don't know, it looks like something, like, he's able to shoot liquid steel or something like that, but yeah, I can't put my finger on what exactly it looks like, but okay, no, he has the swagger, he's a good villain, he's not as colorful as any of the others, but, I mean, okay, the guy who's supposed to waltz into the show and be the most powerful one of all and put them in their place, I mean, that's probably what makes sense for him to be like. For now, it's so much better an approach than the Storm King, like, oh no, we have to make him fun, he's wacky, he goes day, night, day, night. He was annoying as all heck. I wanted Tempest to snap at the fact that she's been serving an idiot and give him the boot and take the magic scepter thing herself, and then just have the finale be her versus the main six, and then having to save her soul like that. That probably, I think that would have been more powerful too, but okay, so I'm glad that Grogar is not the Storm King. He's alright as a character. He's really cool as a villain. I guess just not too much more to say about this, honestly. That, yeah, thought it was really fun. I thought I liked pretty much everything they did with it. I mean, it's not like, yeah, the villain dynamic for the ages, like, oh my god, I've seen some of the most interesting, powerful character progression that I could have possibly asked for, but I'll stick with A-. Uprooted, I mean, it's a Nicole Dubach episode. I didn't think that she was, such a, like a major, what's the word, contributing factor. I didn't think she was a huge boon to the show after Season 8, but I mean, I actually thought she did a really good job on kind of the third episode formula, like, okay, reestablish the dynamic now that the big two-parter has happened, and yeah, the Student 6, I mean, they actually have really great chemistry together. They have kind of what I missed from the main 6, and, yeah, I liked the, okay, the rebuilding sort of an angle they did with the tree, now a clubhouse. I thought that worked pretty well. I thought that was a good way to, have, like, just not say, oh, well, throw everything out the window, that's tough luck, it's the finale, so we've got to do that now. It's like, okay, no, there's, like, where we go from here is important, and they laid that out, like, how the old stuff still matters and whatnot. Okay, so I liked Uprooted, kind of a B+ episode there. Sparkles 7, again with kind of the same problem there. There's a ton of fun stuff going for that episode. I should stop leading with the negatives of episodes I think are great. Sparkles 7, I think it's better than the 100th episode. I had a ton of fun with it. You can tell in that episode that all of the voice actors who wrote the episode, they all, or at least they came up with the idea for the episode, all the main character voice actors, you can tell how much fun they're having here, how they kind of see their characters after all this time, like what they get out of voicing these characters, including Kathy Westluck, who, yeah, it's a great Spike episode, to be sure. But, okay, yeah, once again, like, trying to give us these special episodes with, just like a core of what we love, of, yeah, what should be driving this show, what should be at the heart of this show. I mean, it again, feels like it kind of has to create that out of, ingredients that have long since been tossed to the side and gone stagnant, or just left open, left like, okay, well, they're done, or yeah, we're not interested in them anymore, and it's like, no, wait, but brush that off, they still have something left, and what, Twilight and Shining Armor's thing, and sibling dynamic. I mean, yeah, Twilight, like, other than her Lesson 0 phase, their other, go-to move to make her interesting seems, to make her, like, surprisingly childish, to make her, like, adorkably childish, I guess, which, to be fair, works better, but I mean, I feel like yeah, because, I don't know, Twilight was just sort of the princess of friendship, I mean, I think for a while there were people calling for her to be done, like, oh no, perfect, at the end of Season 4, she's in the perfect place, leave her there, move on to the others, and, I mean, well, okay, I've said it a bunch of times now, you know, but, okay, so once again, kind of an A-, a really fun episode, really benefiting from this go for broke end of the series attitude, same problems, I think, from having to build some like a direction that should be the final arc, the final direction, the what should be at the heart of the final season of the show. That we haven't had established that for a while. So okay, that Point of No Return, it's a Jillian M. Barrow episode. She does. Well, she was an MLP chapter book writer, elementary school chapter book writer, and I've been saying for a while now, like, all of her episodes kind of feel like these elementary school chapter books, like slice of life, but not in a really like tactful. Look at all this personality. Look at isn't this what life is like in sort of a deliberate kind of way, in a cut and dry kind of way, and I mean. Point of No Return was that. I thought it was pretty good for that. I thought there was a lot that was cute there. A lot that worked, so that was a B-. Common Ground. I like Quibble Pants' last episode so much better. But, like, I keep leading with the negatives. It had a really, like, a good idea for a direction here. Like, okay, Quibble, it had a good idea for a story about kind of the, not blended families, but step parents, that sort of thing. And I mean, they make a lot of insightful points here, like this kid thinking Quibble's trying to replace her dad, the mom/girlfriend saying that, okay, one good sign is that Quibble's friends really care about him. That's an insightful piece of advice. So, okay, I just thought they focused on the hijinks way too much, that the not very funny hijinks just constantly needed to be at front and center. He can't play puckball! He really can't play puckball! No, really can't play puckball! I don't know. I mean, I've seen the show be so funny that, I mean, it's not, and stuff like that, people make the 4Kids excuse a lot. No, it's not, because these writers are comedians who have their fingers right on the pulse of what kids like. It's because they're freelance writing majors who decided to try to be comedians in an episode here by dragging stuff other people did to make them laugh once upon a time, or stuff that other people imitated, and then imitated, and then imitated, and now they want to imitate now that it's gone stale as a dry cracker. But okay, that aside, She's All Yak, pretty similar actually. I thought it had some pretty intriguing ideas on the table there. Like, Yona saying that picture of Pony on poster, Yona need to be like Pony, like, normalizing certain things, that, making anyone who doesn't fit the norm feel like they're supposed to fit the norm. That a lot of intriguing ideas there. It seemed to almost deliberately pull away from that and go for the hijinks. That like Yona, she put so much work into learning this, it starts to feel like she's learning a craft, that not just trying to change herself, but legit learning something. But of course, when they go to the ball, that, they go right back to the old, oh, she's so bad, it's a total disaster, she should never have tried to change herself, which, I mean, Yona's cute, she has a lot of personality, so I mean, both that and Common Ground, like, they were potential A-grade episodes that I felt like ended up B-grade episodes, because they were content, even all too willing to do the typical sort of stuff. So, alright, and you know what, I think I'm going to move all that to the end here, because that went on way too long. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If not, well, I didn't want to be friends anyway. And if you want to see more videos, click the link on the right. Otherwise, just check the description for more links, and I'll see you next time.